we're back on the. I mean, we're still on North American continent. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're in the United States of America, back talking about wrestling.
Yes, we are no longer in Central America where Raw plays every other hour in Spanish on Fox Sports. So
That was kind of wild to me how like often it was playing.
yeah, like all damn day, every day. It felt like all the odd hours of the day you could turn on
Yeah.
Fox Sports and that, but it was only that one episode of Raw that kept replaying every hour. No SmackDown, no NXT. By God, they know exactly what happened on that episode of Raw.
Yeah, no SmackDown, even though like SmackDown is the one that's on Fox already. So
Yeah,
it must be some weird regional like rights thing that they have, that like they're still on some old deal where they only have Raw for some reason. So, well, what happened? Honestly, I just got back yesterday, and I was in the middle of the jungle for this last week, so I don't really know much what happened except for a promo that we'll get to on Rampage. Catch me up. What's been happening?
well, let me get you to Rampage real quick. Austin Theory got a win over Rey Mysterio on Raw.
All right,
So we are on the road to Austin Theory getting a 3 week push and then disappearing for 6 months like everybody else.
and
Um,
getting, not even disappearing for 6 months, disappearing for 2 months and getting cut in the next Black Friday.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, Finn Balor, who a week ago, as you saw 300 times on Raw recap, um, a week ago was in a fatal four-way ladder match to determine the number one contender to Big E. This week he has been relegated to a match against Chad Gable where he won via roll-up. So Finn Balor may be on the outs here. I'm just basing everything on the fact that this entire company's getting fired except for Roman and Becky Lynch.
yeah.
Um, so that's where we're headed. If anybody listening to this has not watched the T-Bar Damian Priest feud that's been going on, it doesn't get a ton of TV time, but these two dudes have beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. Um, T-Bar went at Damian Priest with a kendo stick this week. Do yourself a favor and don't go looking for Damian Priest's Instagram page where he posted pictures of the aftermath of this thing, because his stomach where he took that kendo stick looks like ground beef. It's disgusting.
Oh no, I did see that picture
Yeah,
then.
it's
Yeah.
rough. The other big thing from Raw, WWE continues to make Bianca Belair, their super champ for a long time. She's just a chump now. She lost again. This is like her sixth title shot that she has not won. Yeah, Becky used an exposed turnbuckle and pulled the tights to get the pin, but at the same time, like, you're not doing anything by having her get title match after title match after title match and never getting the job done. You're just making her look like a chump.
Yeah.
That was Raw. We'll jump to NXT where there was not a ton. Um, Mandy Rose opened the show with a bomb ass promo. Um, she's great. She's not quite Britt Baker, but she's pretty damn close. She was interrupted by Io Shirai, who is apparently going to be her first challenger. Probably a good call if you want to solidify Mandy as your top woman, to have the last super lengthy champion be the one that she beats in her first defense. Uh, Other than that, the only important thing on this show was the main event, the tag match between, let me make sure I get it right. It is Carmelo Hayes and Trick. His name is Trick Williams. Took on Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis. Um, we have not seen a ton of like what Dexter Loomis can do in a ring up to this point. He's been a little, gimmicky, like early Kane type stuff.
Yeah.
Dexter Loomis can fricking go, man. This match was so much fun to watch. Everybody involved is so talented, and Dexter Loomis was just putting on a show. Um, the heels here got the win, but I wasn't even disappointed. That match was that match was awesome.
Dexter Loomis feels like an alternate universe Orange Cassidy, like
Like a
in a way.
super huge Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, to the point where like they both don't really want to wrestle, but for very different reasons. Like I don't know, like Dexter Loomis just like I don't know, he's a beast that just doesn't really want to go to that next level, but he can. And Orange Cassidy's too lazy to go to that next level. I think that's kind of like the deal. Then they can both go, and they both have a similar kind of like hulking up or whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever. Obey your parents. Um, yeah,
All right, we will move
yeah,
on to Wednesday now. Dynamite brought a pretty good show. Not great by AEW standards, but pretty good. The night opened with a Bryan Danielson and Anthony Bowens match, which was
or
preceded
that was
by.
on Rampage because I that's the
Was
one thing
it?
I have watched. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my tabs got flip flopped. We will get back to that because the I actually thought the rap that preceded that match was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Dynamite was the Cody Rhodes Andrade match, which was great until it got another one of those interference finishes. FTR this time instead of Malachi Black. Apparently, all of this is because Andrade's handing people envelopes of cash to do his bidding.
yeah,
I feel like that works better when you've got Ric Flair in your corner, but
yeah.
I mean they're making it work sort of. I still don't understand the Black Andrade thing because
Mm,
he's not in it for the cash. He just wants to make Cody Rhodes'
yeah.
life miserable.
I
Um,
do like the tweet that Cody sent out. There's like the something I'm paraphrasing here, but it's like I regret starting that whole FTR thing because it was Cody on BTE that started the whole fuck the revival thing, and so it's coming back.
yeah.
So
Um, Orange Cassidy lost in his Eliminator tournament match to his replacement opponent Miro. So we will be getting a Bryan Danielson versus Miro at Full Gear. Uh, little sad it's not going to be Danielson Moxley, but as we've
yeah,
pointed out, we wish Mox the best. Uh, Kenny Omega and Alan Angels had a bomb ass match. I like. I thought Alan Angels was just kind of like the guy that took the beating in multi-man
mm.
tag matches, but like he could go, son. This match was awesome. Uh, had a lot of fun watching that one. When the Elite decided to jump on the Dark Order, of course, Hangman uh, came to the rescue. He did the ultimate no-no. He picked up the belt,
Oh,
but he set it at the edge of the ring and told Kenny to come get it. That he'd take it from him in 9 days or whatever it is.
mm.
So that was that was some cowboy shit. Let's see. Super Click got into a brawl with Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian Cage. It was pretty good in terms of brawls. Not quite the one from Rampage, but we'll get to that one. But we are getting this match at Full Gear. It will be the Super Click taking on Jurassic Express with Christian Cage. I was kind of hoping they'd throw Cutler in there so we would at least get some fun Marco
Mm.
pop spot monkey stuff because he does
Yeah.
some wild stuff. Um, FTR retained the AAA Tag Team Championship. Um, the artist formerly known as Kalisto, now Samurai del Sol, and Aerostar of AAA challenged for the belt and lost. Jamie Hayter beat the ever loving hell out of Anna Jay.
Mm.
I don't know why Anna Anna Jay decided, I don't need the Dark Order or anybody out here with me. Ty Conti can stay in the back. Whatever. It's going to be a clean, wholesome match, even though Britt Baker and Reba are standing here. Um, Reba Rebel. It is what it is. Um, we got an MJF Darby Allen brawl that was pretty great. Um, ah, CM Punk cut a great promo about Mox and everything he's got going on. and then talk some trash about Eddie Kingston, which Eddie Kingston showed up on Rampage to respond to. Thursday night brought us another episode of Impact. I won't recap the whole show. Moose opened it with the greatest promo I have ever heard in my life. He basically told every champ in every company that exists on every continent that he's better than you, and he knows it. Literally called everybody out. When Josh Alexander came out to try and spark the inevitable rematch between the two, since the first match wasn't much of a match. He was interrupted by Murder Grandpa because it wouldn't be a week of pro wrestling if Suzuki didn't show up. So we're going to get a Josh Alexander Suzuki match at some point. The brawl between them was broken up a little early, so we didn't get anything here. We will jump. I'll save Rampage since you actually watched it. So we'll just jump into SmackDown. We got more in the ongoing weirdness between Sonya Deville and Naomi that didn't go much of anywhere and continues to not go much of anywhere. Roman was back, so this episode of SmackDown was at least tolerable compared to the week before. It's real sad to say that, even on a thinned out roster, that Roman can't take a week off without the show being complete shit. But
how long till we get like an AR Roman for them to bring out for whenever Roman's not there for the week, they just like bring out this weird CG like Uncanny Valley Roman Reigns to
they'll take
interact with people.
The NFL on Fox Sunday robot thing and just put that bronze coating on it, like the AR that they've already got, and they'll just pretend that's Roman. They'll just have Paul Heyman do all the talking.
Yeah, I can't wait till they start doing this like at actual shows where like there's only one wrestler there to do a promo and the other person's just AR. So like, as a fan, you're just be like, you're just hearing one side to the promo. It's going to be great.
There was some good stuff on SmackDown. Shotzi cut a pretty good backstage promo. I think they're actually going to effectively use her. Not a real big fan of the video that's going around on WWE social media. That's just her showing up for SmackDown and she like drops her jacket. It's got a real Divas vibe, which bothered me a little bit for somebody that's as talented as she is. Drew McIntyre held another open challenge. I'm loving this open challenge with no belt thing. I love the feel of it. Ricochet answered, which was cool enough. Ricochet walked to the ring, slapped the taste out of Drew McIntyre's mouth, and then the match started. Drew ended up getting the win. It was great. After the match, Drew knelt down like he does after each one and told Ricochet to keep that fire going. He'll get exactly where he wants to be. So maybe he was telegraphing a push for Ricochet. One can hope. There was some of that Madcap Moss, Happy Corbin horse shit that nobody cares about. Xavier Woods beat Jimmy Uso again, and then the New Day got absolutely demolished by the Bloodline, to the point where Roman at the end was kneeling down over Xavier Woods and told him if he had the balls to show up for SmackDown next week, he'd show him what a real king looks like.
Wow.
So that's not going to go well for Woods. That was pretty much SmackDown. My dogs decided to start their own match back here. But that gets us to Rampage, which you have seen more recently than I have. So I'll let you take the floor here.
So to start off, we had, as you mentioned before, we had Bryan Danielson versus, and now it's. Oh man, now I'm trying to think of
Bowens.
Anthony Bowens, yes. So he had the rap. Now, unfortunately, WWE, if you haven't heard, and I'm assuming if you've listened to a wrestling podcast, you probably know that WWE laid off a whole bunch of people last week. And Anthony Bowen, Max Caster went there. He and specifically mentioned Johnny Ace, or not specifically, but he implied Johnny Ace, who is Bryan Danielson's father-in-law. since he's married to one of the Bellas. That he ends more, that Max Caster ends careers faster than your father-in-law, or something like that. Like better than I just did it. But yeah, man, that's pretty brutal, and not like a distasteful thing like Max Caster has gone before.
I
So
also liked the "you're only still famous because of your wife's reality show" line.
yeah,
That was a pretty good one.
yeah,
That match was
uh,
great, though.
yeah,
I like that um, Bowens gets to do matches without Caster. I think Caster's truly the weak link in that tag team.
yeah.
He's the Dawkins, and Bowens is definitely the shit. Now I'm spacing on the other Street Profits name.
Dawkins and damn, man, we're
Pride.
doing great this week.
It's all right. I flew through 5 shows real quick there, so forgetting one name is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not even what we're talking about, really. So
no,
that's also helpful. Then what else do we have? So I think from there we went directly. Yeah, we went directly into CM Punk coming out to challenge, or at least bring up Kingston's slight from the week before. Now Kingston wasn't on Dynamite as he was, I guess, feeling sick, or whatever. Although I do think they were shot on the same night, so he was there, uh, but they just didn't do that. Because like also Punk made some kind of reference to when they came back from commercial, which was like, I want everybody to think I was running around for the last 3 minutes in the ring, like when they just all they did was just cut and come back. Um, man, he called out Kingston, and Kingston, I don't know, he's just a killer, man, and he can be so funny, but I believe every damn word he says. Like the whole, it's just something else to see. Like they actually put this up on YouTube, and it's worth watching the whole thing. If you watch something this week, that's, I mean, there were some great matches this week, but if you just want to watch one clip, man, seeing Kingston and Punk go at it, I saw a fire in Punk that I don't feel like I've seen since he's come back. Like I think he's fired up to be there, but he's not has not been into a selling a match like this one. And it's I don't know how this match is going to be, but the promo battle was amazing, and I'm hoping we get another one this week, or on Rampage, either one of them. That whole line about none of the boys in the back really want you here, but I'm the only one brave enough to say it, or something like that. So, paraphrasing again, that it felt kind of true to me.
yeah,
And I think it's like because Punk's gonna inevitably on one level bring more people to the show, but at the same time he's gonna hog up the spotlight. So I think there is a little bit, and we've kind of talked about this on the show too, where like, with some of these bigger stars coming in, like the whole kind of building up this scrappy company and stuff like that is kind of going by the wayside. Like, what's that balance? And I think TK has done a good job of that, but I think that brought up something real that I think really does exist there. Man, I just thought it was just top notch, like all the way around.
yeah. Eddie pulled no punches. Some parts of the brawl even felt real.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, they weren't. I mean that he definitely went for the jugular with that promo.
yeah,
And I mean, it's for a guy like him, like he's for an indie guy, he's a little bit older, and he's been around, and I know he's back there because he's got to be one of the locker room leader guys.
yeah,
So he's back there listening to these guys that are like, I can't. I have trouble getting 2 minutes on dark, but this guy gets a full 4 minute fucking entrance to walk back up the ramp and do commentary.
yeah.
Like it's got to be frustrating. I mean, I get it. I know Punk brings more people to watch the show, but at the same time, like there's far too many guys that you know need a couple of minutes on TV. That's all they need because they're
Mm.
ready to go. So I know the frustrations have got to be mounting, and Eddie just let it go. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's on one hand, it made for a great promo. On the other hand, it probably really just needed to be said out loud for the audience to hear.
Yeah.
We know you love this guy, but at the same time, he is fucking over three-quarters of the roster. Um,
Yeah.
so
And I think the interesting thing too is like uh he mentioned Samoa Joe, and they mentioned Samoa Joe multiple times.
a lot.
And then I remembered, wait a minute, Samoa Joe isn't employed by anyone, is he?
Did he get released again?
Didn't he get released? Or did he come back?
He re-signed.
Oh no, he got injured, huh?
Yeah,
All
which
right.
I mean, he may have gotten quietly. It may have just been like I'll work out 30 days of my non-compete for this storyline thing,
Yeah.
just because you need me. So I mean, it may be something like that where he is unemployed. But I thought it was weird too that they kept like by name mentioning somebody that works for the other company.
I
But
mean, Homicide makes sense. Homicide is a known like mentor of Kingston, and he's shown up on
yeah,
Dynamite before, so like that makes sense. Um, but yeah, it seemed a little odd to me that they specifically mentioned Joe like multiple times, and I know Punk specifically had run-ins with Joe in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess maybe that's not too surprising because they both worked with each other a whole bunch. But yeah, it was pretty great. After that, we had our last first round match for the TBS Women's Championship. The Bunny versus Red Velvet. Red Velvet, in a fine match, took the advances on there. She faces Jade Cargill, who got a first round bye.
yeah, I really enjoyed this match, and I really
Yeah,
hope Red Velvet beats Jade Cargill. I feel like this belt was created just to push Jade Cargill, and I think that's a disservice because Red Velvet is great, and Jade Cargill, every time she's in the ring, she just feels super green, just
yeah,
every time. I would. It's kind of like once Sheeta got the women's championship, um, it meant more. Like I really
yeah,
like the idea of like a Red Velvet getting this belt, even open challenging the damn thing. Because she works really well with everybody I've seen her in the ring with. And
yeah.
this match was no exception. Bunny always has good matches, but this one in particular was pretty good.
Before that, we actually did have a Christian Cage and Jurassic Express promo where they accepted the match, or fully challenged that for that match at Full Gear. And the thing that jumped out to me, man, is Jungle Boy. I love him. He's great. He needs to take some acting classes, some
Yeah,
promo classes.
I
Like,
it feels like that's why they paired him with Christian.
yeah,
Captain Charisma. They were hoping it
yeah,
would rub off a little bit. But I honest to God, I don't know how you've got half of Luke Perry's DNA and the
yeah,
charisma's just not there. Like it, it catches me off guard every time he starts to speak. Um,
yeah,
maybe they just, I guess they just need to let him do it more and more often, even if it's
yeah,
uncomfortable and awkward, and he'll get there. But yeah, it's it's really weird. Like Luchasaurus is incredibly comfortable doing promo
yeah.
work. Um, but yeah, it's so surprising every time he's just like this shy, like introverted dude standing behind everybody else. Um,
Like I wish Dusty was still around for for multiple reasons. But if Dusty was still around, I'd be like, Cody's got to be like, Dad, you gotta like please just like spend every weekend with this guy, like you're Mr. Miyagi, like teaching teaching
yeah,
Daniel to paint the fence or something. I don't know, like he needs to like just be immersed in it for like
or shit. Maybe we'll get
yeah,
really lucky here soon, and if more backstage releases keep happening, maybe the Heartbreak Kid can make his way over.
yeah,
Because I know, Gargano and Adam Cole and a couple of those other guys have said that, not only was he a great in-ring mentor, but and the guy could coach you through promo work like nobody else in the company.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we need, is for them to do something real stupid and let Shawn Michaels go.
Or damn, we were just talking about Kingston, man. Like, send him away with Kingston. Like,
maybe that maybe that's what it is. Maybe they need to Jurassic Express needs a heel turn. I know
yeah,
every fucking tag team in this company is a heel except for them, but
yeah,
maybe that's what it is. Maybe let him get comfortable as a heel, because everybody does so much better from that side getting going.
yeah,
Maybe that's what that would help. But yeah, working with Kingston would definitely. I mean, he'd have to go heel to do it, but
yeah.
yeah, that would be a great idea.
And we have uh the best match of the week. I'm
Yes.
kind of joking, but not really either.
No, not
Um,
in the slightest.
we have Adam Cole, Budge versus John Silver, and we had a return of Mark Henry doing his little interview. I don't know what happened where he wasn't doing them for the last couple of weeks, or at least I don't know what happened the previous week, but I missed him. I missed him
Yeah.
doing those main event interviews. And man, John Silver and his whole Budge thing, and like, there's just so much charisma. You know, talking about someone with not much charisma and someone with a lot of it. You've got John Silver, and he just kind of killed it there. But in the ring, we were talking about Alan Angels. All these Dark Order guys can go.
Yeah, they're all fantastic. John Silver, I mean, he kills me anyway with the Johnny Hungy thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, this match was fantastic. Um Silver has surprised me on multiple occasions. Like I've never, if he goes to the ring, I'm invested because I
yeah.
know it's going to be fun to watch. This was no exception, and I mean, you're standing across the ring from Adam Cole, so you're gonna get a good match. But yeah, this one was so much fun to watch.
The things that popped out with me, and I just watched this, so it's fresh in my memory. Him blocking the low blow when there was outside interference. Him reversing the Panama City Sunrise, which was pretty incredible to see. Like, it seems like every time Adam gets that on somebody, it happens, and to see him like block that and kind of reverse it was pretty cool. And then that spinning Liger bomb, man, like, even Taz was like, I don't like John Silver, like, the whole match, but even he was just like, he was John, like, he was really excited when that happened, that spinning Liger bomb, and was surprised when that wasn't the finish there.
I think
And
that's the best part
yeah,
of Taz on commentary,
Mhm.
is that he tries so hard to work the gimmick the whole night,
yeah,
and then something catches him off guard, and the gimmick is gone. He's
yeah.
just a fanboy at that point.
Yeah, I did mention something about, like, earlier when Eddie Kingston came out saying, it was like, oh, he doesn't need music, he doesn't need people to sing along to their entrance music, and I'm like, Taz, you do that all the time, right? Like, for like Ruby Soho and Jungle Boy and all this stuff. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and sadly, Adam Cole won. But I think the to getting John Silver over and making some of these people more credible than like AEW Dark and Dark Elevate, like, competitors, I think that's it's been really successful that they've done over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Full Gear.
Yeah, let's run through these predictions quickly.
Yeah.
Just, we're going to Minneapolis in a few days.
Yeah.
All right, we will have that 6-man tag match: Christian Cage and Jurassic Express taking on the Super Click, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks.
Um I'm gonna go with the Super Click on this one. I think this is gonna continue on, possibly. I don't know. I really don't know on this one, which is a great thing, because I do think there's a lot of matches that I think that are obvious to call on this pay-per-view, but it's also one of these things where, like, the stories have been really well told, and it's going to be a satisfying conclusion to these stories, even if we, like, have a good idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is the one I don't really know what's going to happen, and I almost feel like the Super Click could get a win here because I think, spoiler alert for Kenny, I don't think it's going to go so well. So I think on one level they're going to balance it out here, and then have some degree of unpredictability there because I do feel like people think that Christian and Jurassic Express are going to win here. So I think this is an area for some unpredictability.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it the other day via text. I I see Kyle O'Reilly getting cut and ending up here, and we
Mm,
get Cole and O'Reilly and Fish back together, and it's going to be the end of the Super Click in dramatic fashion. But until
mm,
then, they're going to protect the ever loving shit out of Adam Cole, and they need to. I mean, if it it's the one thing that WWE does absolutely wrong at every turn is that you don't have that next guy up that you've been protecting that can slot in when you get an injury. That's why you just
mm.
get these random like Sheamus gets a title shot like matches because somebody got hurt or Roman isn't going to wrestle because of COVID or things like that.
Or
Um,
Survivor Series being announced by Survivor Series teams announced on Twitter.
and even the guys in the match are confused by it. Like, um, but yeah, I think Adam Cole's going to be that guy that's like heavily protected for a while. I mean,
Mm,
obviously we're working towards probably Danielson being the first Hangman challenger.
yeah,
Um, and I love the idea that Hangman would go over him,
yeah,
but I think you've got to keep that next guy up, and the bigger company seems to have a problem with that. But I think Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, and I don't even think it's going to be anything shady. I think they get a clean win here.
well,
Panama
the
Sunrise.
yeah, the False Count Anywhere stipulation, I think,
Oh,
definitely favors
that's true.
a super
Yeah,
clip. Yeah, because
I
I mean,
forgot about that.
you could have like a Panama City Sunrise from the announce table or something like onto the stage, and that could be super crazy in a way like you wouldn't expect anyone to get up from that. So,
Yeah. All right. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston.
um, despite the promos there, uh, I don't think they're going to give the first loss to Kingston for of Punk's career here to Kingston. Although at the same time, I don't know who's doing that. So obviously someone has to beat him,
Yeah.
but I don't know who that is yet. Um, yeah, but I don't want this to end either. So I kind of hope that we get maybe even if it's not like right away, if Punk moves on to someone else, like I'd like to see a trilogy of matches between these two. I mean, not seeing them in a match, but I'd like to see them promo battles. So I'm hoping the matches deliver to the level that we're expecting. And I know Kingston can bring it and stuff, and Punk can bring it. I just hope their in ring chemistry matches their promo chemistry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My heart says Kingston, but my head knows
yeah,
better. So
yeah.
it's Punk. MJF versus Darby Allen.
I as much as I'm thinking like, oh, all Allen always kind of loses. I do feel like he has some kind of impermanent or like he's bulletproof in a way. Like so, I think MJF kind of needs this win to keep the Pinnacle kind of feeling legitimate.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what I think.
Plus, I mean, to date, his only loss in the company was a tag match that the other guy ate the pin, right?
Mm, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I think that sticks for a while.
Mm.
Um, we get the Minneapolis street fight, also known as Matt's bathroom and concessions break.
Gotta buy
This
some
is
Bang Energy.
the inner circle taking on the men of the year, Junior Dos Santos, Andre Orlovsky, and Dan Lambert.
Or I'm sorry, you're not going to be buying Bang Energy. Since we're at the Target Center, it's going to be the Up and Up energy drink.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the white nondescript can.
Yeah. So it's going to be Inner Circle. I hope this is somewhat entertaining. I don't have high hopes for it. As you said, this is going to be a bathroom break match. It's something. It's going to be something, and I hope it's not a complete train wreck. But yeah,
You know
no one's buying this pay-per-view for this match.
what I hate most about this is the two tag teams involved deserve so much better.
Yeah,
I mean, All Ego, Scorpio Sky, Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, that like all four of those guys, that should just be a match on this card.
yeah,
This America's Top Team shit should not be here. Jericho needs to be in whatever fucking country Fozzy. He's got to get on a plane and fly to a Fozzy show when the shit ends.
yeah.
Like it just go for a while. Like let Sammy defend his belt on this card. Why is there not a Sammy title defense here? Um, whatever. I just want to see Dan Lambert bleed a little bit. But all right, we get the final match in the Eliminator tournament to determine the new number one contender for the AEW Championship. Bryan Danielson taking on Miro.
I mean, I almost feel like there could be some kind of swerve here, and Miro could be that first challenger.
I like the idea of it,
and I think Danielson. He's in it to tell the best story.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel like he could be pushing for that, and it would be a hell of a swerve.
It really would. And what would be awesome and just lead to tons of speculation. I want to see God's favorite champion have his wife come out and cause a distraction to get the win here.
Yeah.
If you get one wife involved, the internet's going to go fucking insane.
Also, Total Divas alumni.
I mean, the obvious choice here, Bryan Danielson, hadn't lost yet. Kind of like CM Punk. I feel like they're gonna keep that intact for a bit. But I mean, that it does make sense to have Miro go over, be the first loss in Hangman's reign.
Yeah.
I mean, that it works a lot better than, trying to fast track Daniel Bryan through, or Bryan Danielson through. All right. AEW World Tag Team Championship match. I kind of wish this was that both belts were on the line here.
Yeah.
But FTR is defending the AAA belt at a AAA show, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole reason why they won it in the first place, because I think they want that dastardly foreign heel angle to run for the hometown or the home country team to win those belts back. This is more triumphant than them just retaining.
Yeah. So Lucha Bros versus FTR.
I'm thinking Lucha Bros retain here, and I think FTR lose those belts at that AAA show. We'll go a little extra there.
I think FTR gets the win here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's a favor of a favor of a favor, and Andrade is the reason they get the win here. But that storyline and that thread has been woven pretty deep. The idea that Andrade could then be a part of AAA shows as an ongoing extension of this, when the Lucha Bros end up getting another AAA title match later. I think there's benefit in FTR getting the belts. Like you said, Pinnacle needs to be a little more relevant than they have been. Mm-hmm. We definitely don't need any more Inner Circle, but let's find a way to push the Pinnacle to a new level of relevancy here. I think FTR gets those belts.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then do we have anything else? Oh, we got the women's title match.
I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I think this one is going to be the best match on the show. The AEW Women's World Title match. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Ty Conti, who I have numerous times on this show talked about how great she is. I am so fucking thrilled for this match. I really do. I think this could. I know the best bout machine is in the the match with the most story behind it, taking on Hangman for some cowboy shit. But I really do. I think I think this match could steal the show.
I wouldn't be surprised. I guess I think it could be really cool. I mean, they're both great, and they have built up some story here. I hope there's not too much outside interference. I hope it's just a good, solid match. But who knows? Who knows with Baker?
Yeah, that's
So
not how Britt Baker matches end.
yeah,
You get a whole bunch of blood, and, and then you get interference. Um, so that takes us to some cowboy shit. Probably the most predictable match on the card. Um,
yeah.
AEW World Title, Kenny Omega, the Cleaner, the best bout machine, the AEW reigning, defending, undisputed champion, taking on Hangman Page.
I mean, I think there'll be a riot if there's if Hangman loses. Like, I just don't see where they go from here in this story. And Hangman did put it out there. He was saying like, I may not, it may not win this match, but this you brought me here and stuff like that. But I think he's lost. He's learned from his losses enough. This has been an incredible story, and I think it's time to make this happen. The only argument against it is they're going to go with the kind of Kenny versus versus Okada thing, which rules which went on way longer until like Kenny actually ever won that belt. Like he went against Okada several times, and it wasn't towards kind of the end that he finally actually won. And he didn't even hold that belt that long because that's essentially he went off to do the whole AEW thing, so he had to drop it. So I don't know. I just don't think it'll be for American audiences. I just don't think it'll be palatable for for Hangman to lose here. So
I'm going to be completely honest. If I
uh,
hadn't been reading for 2-3 months now about how defending all those belts had been really just kicking Kenny Omega's ass, and he
mm,
didn't know how much longer he was going to be able to do it,
yeah,
I would predict the upset here. I would pick Kenny Omega because like the Okada thing, I think it tells just as much ongoing story. Because I say this because Hangman Page, the story of Hangman Page is the story of AEW. It's the
mm,
company that's supposed to be the future of wrestling. Hangman Page is their guy that is supposed to be the future of wrestling. So there's a balance. If you put the belt on your guy even a hair too early, you're I don't know, you're setting yourself up for a little bit of disappointment. I still think we're going to get the Hangman Page ending here, regardless of any of the other stuff. I think it's going to feel like the Big E moment
yeah,
for most of us, because I mean I'm right there with everybody else. This guy, he's the future of AEW, no doubt. Him and MJF and Darby
mm,
will be this company in 5-6 years. Hangman may very well be their fucking version of Roman Reigns in 5-6
yeah,
years. Um, so I think this is the moment where we get that teary eyed ending, because we're going to be in a room full of middle aged dudes that are all weeping when this match ends, regardless of how it ends. Um, but yeah, I think this is his moment. This is our coronation. All hail the new king. Uh, all hail the king of cowboy shit.
yeah. And I think if Vince was running this company, he would pull the swerve and do. It was like, oh, everybody thinks that it's going to be Page, then yeah, Omega's going to win this match, and I think that's
Now,
what exactly what Vince would do.
the
But
question that I have: the Eliminator tournament, is it like the call your shot thing?
no, I think it's just
It's not like a Money in the Bank instant. take it when you want it kind of deal.
No, it's just set up. They might already have a date in mind too. It's probably
Because
for that like winter is coming, whatever they want to call it this year, the December show.
because how fucked up would that be if everybody in the audience gets all weepy and teary eyed, Hangman's crying in the ring, and then Miro locks his ass in and takes that belt to end the show. Oh my
I
god,
mean,
it would be beautiful to watch. Like it really would. It would rival the Moose thing.
yeah.
Um,
I think in this case, people would argue that it's like a WCCW 2000 moment where it's like, okay, whatever. I watched a clip today of Kevin Nash, like he was in a gauntlet match, and all he was doing is like power bombing somebody, and then the ref would count to three. He wasn't even covering him, and he was eliminating his competitors. It was something else.
oh,
I don't know.
he was like shit can wasted too.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get down there to do the pins, so they just had to make it work.
Oh man.
That
Well,
would
if
be
it wasn't
beautiful.
for Full Gear this weekend, the fact that we were in Minneapolis, I would be in San Jose to
I,
see
I would
our
too.
our friend formerly known as Buddy Murphy versus Kazuchika Okada, which is just insane
Yeah,
to think about.
he went to New Japan and he didn't start at the bottom. He called his
Yeah.
shot against the top dog. Like this is not that match is going to be insane. Buddy
Yeah.
Murphy is he's a freak show. Like the things he can do, a guy that I mean he's not terribly tall, but that dude can do just some unreal things. Um, yeah, I honestly, if we weren't in Minneapolis, I think I might meet you in San Jose just for that one. Um,
And then we also have our friend Moose versus Juice Robinson, because this is a feud that's been happening. And I mean, that's also pretty nuts as well. Um,
Squash match, greatest champion on earth. Like anybody thinks this is going to be anything but a glorified squash match.
but yeah, if it wasn't for Full Gear and the fact that we had those tickets, we would be watching Moose and Okada and Buddy Murphy this weekend. And I think I'm gonna have to try to resubscribe to New Japan World or whatever to like watch this maybe the on that Sunday or something. Maybe in our the Delta Sky Club we can use their Wi-Fi and watch it. I'll bring
Yeah.
my iPad or something. So anyway, we'll catch you in Minneapolis. I got the city right this time. I keep on. I've been telling people we're going to Milwaukee, and then I keep on getting paranoid that I somehow bought a airplane ticket to Milwaukee and not Minneapolis. That would be really awkward if I
It
got there and you and Michelle were like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Where am I at? I'm at the airport."
it freaks me out every time you ask what time I get in. I check
Yeah,
my Delta app and it says
yeah,
St. Paul. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? And then I have to remember that it's the exact same thing.
yeah,
So yeah, I feel you.
yeah. So we'll be coming to you from Minneapolis this weekend, like late Saturday night, early Sunday when we record it anyway. So we'll see you then.
All
Like,
right, like,
subscribe, do all that
subscribe,
stuff.
ring
Yeah,
the bell, share with your friends.
yeah. All right.
Oh, it's almost Christmas, so like and subscribe and share. I might start giving away more of my stuff. So I tend to do that this time of year.
Man, supply chains are really really cramped up. So that getting a gift from Matt might be the only thing you might be able to get for somebody.
I've got those. They only made 200 prints of that Kenny Omega poster. I got two of the some bitches. Like and subscribe. I may give one of them away. Jeremy doesn't have any wall space for it, so I can't send it
No.
to him.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you later.